In Excel, conditional formatting is a colourful feature. It has so many options and possibilities and lets you put special emphasis on cells based on their content. In this worksheet, we may want the years of service to stand out differently. We'll click column F, and on the Home tab in the ribbon there's a section called Styles. We see the option Conditional Formatting. A pop-up comes up telling us how to easily spot trends and patterns in the data by using bolds, colours, icons, etc. Now we click Conditional Formatting. We just want to highlight cells which are greater than or less than, for example, maybe all the people who've worked more than 10 years, greater than. Automatically we see a choice here for 8 years. We see colour highlighting, which some people may like, or you can use a drop arrow and pick some other options. Or you could choose a custom format. The higher dates need to get adjusted, and if one of these numbers change and drop below that, then it'll no longer be highlighted. Here, if we change this to 1, and it'll be 11 years, then that will turn green. So that's one option. Using conditional formatting is a more colourful idea. If we want to use other features like data bars, the existing format stays in place along with these. So when you're making changes to the conditional formatting existing set of rules, it might be an idea to clear the rules from the selected cells, then return to the feature and maybe consider some other options. The top-bottom rules probably wouldn't be used here. There's a salary data in column H, and we might consider highlighting the cells which are above average or below average. Now, when we slide over the options, we see bars appearing here. Now if we choose these, we can see what happens in live preview. Here the bars tend to overlap the data. The quick visual shows that the wider the bar, the more years the person has been here. There's also another set of choices here called Solid Fill. You could widen the columns, but the numbers will still overlap. You could also hide those numbers. You might want to use bars without numbers. The other option is to use color scales. There are some really subtle differences between some of these options, in the shading for example. There are a lot of color choices here too. Excel analyzes the data in question. It breaks down how many years people have been here and puts them into groups. You can't see all the entries, but you may be able to see on the screen the years 1 and 2 in rows 4 and 5 are dark green, but it's a lighter green in row 3. The longer the years, the colour becomes more yellow. The icon sets are even more colourful. When you use these buttons here, it automatically divides the data into thirds and displays an icon. This choice may possibly make sense for the salary columns. So in column H, conditional formatting, icon sets, choosing this option will let us divide the data into fourths or into fifths. Excel basically analyzes the data. If you want to make a presentation or show one of the 3 arrows here, then we have a display. Now this kind of information tends to be confidential, so if you didn't want to show the actual cell, but just give a general idea, you could make the font white, but it would be better using conditional formatting techniques. By returning to choices, you can use a feature called Manage the Rules, and this allows us to make changes. There is another aspect about the fine-tuning by way of conditional formatting, but right now we can edit this rule. There's a choice here saying Show Icon Only. Click OK and OK again, then center it. The formula bar still displays the result, but we can see that some people are in the bottom, middle and top third salaries. So there's a choice of hiding the data and displaying the icons with the colours only, showing both. This is a rich feature, and this is just a brief display of some of the capabilities of it. We're just changing the look of the data based on its content. These can also be used for text entries. In column D, if you want the hourly or contract entries to be more prominent, we could use conditional formatting to highlight the cell rules, the cells that are equal to, and then put them in a contract. Straight away they're highlighted. So this feature is brilliant for adding emphasis to parts of a worksheet.